Hi guys, welcome back to Cup of Joe Beauty. This is my mug for the day and it is super cute, very great for honoring October and Halloween closing in. I got it from Walmart for like $1 if you guys want to pick it up. But with Halloween closing in, I thought it would be a great time to film an FX makeup video. And so today we are going to be doing a fun glam look that goes horribly wrong. Dun dun dun. Anyways, if you guys are interested in figuring out how to kind of rock this look, if you want to do it for a party or just for the fun of it, keep watching. So, because this is going to be an FX makeup, we are going to be needing some very special products, or not really special, but just kind of not anything you'd find at Ulta or Sephora. So the first thing we're going to be needing is a liquid latex. You can get this at Walmart for $9.84. And then the next thing we're going to be needing is some fake blood. And you can also order this online too. I got this at Walmart for $4.98. And then they also have, because Halloween is coming up, they have a whole bunch of body paints. And so I'm not really sure what colors we're going to be using for sure, because I am not decided if the cuts are going to look bruised or not, because bruising doesn't happen until after a couple hours. And so you guys don't need to know that, but I haven't decided if I want these cuts to be fresh or not. So we'll just kind of play as it goes. I did also get some red body paint. We're going to be using this to add the color in between the cuts to where the blood and the muscle will be showing through. And then we're going to go through and darken it up, because blood is not bright red, or like it can be, but like when you're seeing the skin and tissue and stuff underneath, it's not going to be like bright cherry red. It's going to be like a deep kind of wine red. So we're going to deepen it up with some makeup or some eyeshadow, some dark browns or blacks. And then for the glam side, because this is going to be a glam makeup gone horribly wrong, for the glam side we're going to be using the ABH Sultry eyeshadow palette that they just dropped almost 2 weeks ago. And so this is actually my first time using it, so it's going to be a first impressions video as well on their new palette. Their Modern Renaissance palette I love though, so I am really hoping this one holds up. So then, to give the illusion of having tissue or muscle fibers peeking through, we are going to need cotton swabs or cotton balls, and also some toilet tissue. So we're going to be using those to give the illusion of the cuts being raised and the fibers of the muscle coming out of the cuts. And this look would also be really good for like Little Red Riding Hood that got attacked by the big bad wolf or something like that. But we're just gonna kind of play around and have some fun. So yeah, let's get right into it. So we're actually going to be doing the makeup part of this first. The reason I'm doing the makeup part is because the cuts are going to be on top of your skin that has makeup on it. So we're going to be putting the makeup on, so then we can put makeup on top to make the cuts, the outside of the cuts, match the skin underneath. So let's get into the foundation. Starting with the eyes, since I imagine there's going to be a lot of fallout because this palette is very shimmery. This is the outside of the palette. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous, very sparkly, definitely catches your eyes. And this is what the inside of the palette looks like. So it has some really good neutral colors, a lot of shimmery colors, so it's a great palette for if you're wanting to go like do a night out look or something like that. But I'm really excited. The shimmer shades are beautiful. Unfortunately, when I picked it up, there was not a tester, so I have not swatched these yet. So I guess we'll see how good the formula is. Okay, the look is done. Just kidding. But I did put down some of the Too Faced 3-in-1 concealer all around my eyebrows and put it all on my lid, because this is going to be my base for my eyeshadow. And then I am just going to set this with some of the NYX HD finishing powder, and then I am just using a Bare Minerals brush to go in and pat that The reason I'm doing this is because I want this look to come out very nice and blend very nice. So I'm setting it just like I would and prepping for it just like I would if I was doing it like any other crazy eye look. So that way I'm giving it an equal chance to shine and show me its true power. Okay, eyes are set. So right off the bat, there is a shade Fresh that is kind of like a pinky nude tone. I mean, it looks just like a nude shade, but it just has like a pink hue. And I'm going to go in and set my entire lid and, well, actually my entire eye, so all the way from underneath my brow bone to my lash line. And then I am just using a flat little eyeshadow brush. This is from Vasanti, I think is how you say it. It's an eyeshadow 2 brush. And I am just going to go over and make sure that that foundation or concealer that I put on my eyes is set and won't pick up any uneven pigment. Because when you put anything on, if you put a powder on something that's wet, it can grab it unevenly, which is why we set our faces before we put bronzer or anything on, so that way nothing comes out blotchy and blends out really smooth. So, let's see here. Let's get in there real quick. Okay, my eyeballs are all set with Fresh, and now I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to go in with Twig, which is this shade right here. So it is kind of an ashy taupe color. There's also Birch in here. Okay, there's a lot of fallout for this one. I'll let you guys kind of see right there. So that is just from 3 or 4 little dips with my brush. So that is one negative, is that your palette will get messy. But I'm going to go in with Twig, and I'm going to start carving out my crease and adding some depth into my eyes. I'm going to save the shimmers for last. There is a lot of pigmentation though, like that's a very light hand that I'm using. It's coming out very well, so we'll see how well this blends. Okay, so I have Twig in my crease, and it did blend pretty well, so I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it blended pretty easy. It didn't take a lot of work. The only negative is that it just had a lot of fallout in the pan. But moving on, I am going to go in with Dystopian, which is a little warmer than I would like, but it's not too bad. And so I'm going to go in with that a little closer to my lash line and start adding that smoky look, so that way we can get the horror part started. So now that I have Dystopian on, it's looking pretty good. It's blending really, really well. So I'm really happy with the formula. Ooh, dropped the brush. I'm really happy with the formula so far. Next, I'm going to go in with Noir, which is just a black shade, and this is going to be the final color on the crease slash outer corner to add the depth. And I'm going to go in with the smallest amount right in the outer corner, just like that. And then I'm going to blend it out and do the same thing on the other side. It's gonna blend. Okay, so I have the black on and it's looking a little too dark, so I'm going to take a clean blending brush and go in with Twig, that same ashy taupe color that we used in the beginning, and I'm just gonna kind of add this right on top where I want to tone down the black a little bit, and then go through and blend it out a little more, just so that way it's not so crazy dark. Okay, so I have that blended out a little bit better, and so what I'm going to go in and do now is mess with these shimmer shades, which is what I've been so excited for. And so the shade that's going to go on my lid is called Cinder. It's kind of a cool toned gold shimmer color. No, I guess it's a little more rose goldy than that. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I'm going to go in with that and use my brush. So let's see how this bad boy goes on the lid. I'm going to tap off any fallout and then just start applying that. Okay, it goes on pretty good for not having anything wet underneath and just using a brush and not my finger. So far, I'm not mad at it. Okay, so I have Cinder on my eyes, on the lids, and honestly, I like it. I really like the color. It went on pretty well. I didn't use anything to hold it on. And then for the inner corner highlight underneath the brows, I'm going to be using the shade Pearl, which is kind of like a pink cream color. Pink pearl color. Okay. And then I'm just going to throw that into the inner corner. The only bad thing about these is there is a lot of fallout on the shimmers, which didn't surprise me. I kind of expected them to have a lot of fallout. Just because the shimmer is more of a glitter than a shimmer. It's kind of like a shimmer slash glitter hybrid. It looks like a foiled eyeshadow, honestly. I'm gonna go there. And then do the same thing on the other eye. I haven't decided. Okay, so that is it for the top of the eyeshadow. I'm going to do the face and the rest of the goriness before I go in with eyeliner and lashes and finish my brows, because I just wanted to make sure that the stuff that could get messy and fall out onto the foundation was done first. But yeah, let's dive right in to the rest of the face. So for the rest of the face, I'm going to be using the Lancome 24-Hour Ultra Wear, and then I'm just going to do a light base with this, and then I'm going to go in and do a full contour, cream contour, just because this look is going to be so intense and horrifying. I want the rest of the face to look beautiful. But also because I know a lot of people will be wearing this to parties, and so when you're going to a party, you know, you want to look real good. And blend it down the neck, because no one wants to have a makeup line. That's not okay. Get the rest and do it by my forehead. Try not to mess up my braids. Thank you, Sabri, for the braids, by the way. She did an amazing job. Only took her like 15 minutes. Let's see here. Okay, and now we're going to go in and do the contouring. So as far as the actual concealer, I'm going to be using the Born This Way 3-in-1 concealer in Almond. And we're going to go in and do those eyeballs for the triangle of light. I'm going to bring this up a little bit just on my nose, and then up my cupid's bow, my chin. I'm also going to carve out my jawline. And then go right here on our forehead. And then I'm going to go just the teeniest little line down the center of my nose. Okay, so now that I have the concealer on, I'm going to be using the Nude Stick Bondi Bay, I believe is the shade. This is a creamy contour stick, and I really, really like it. It's one of my favorite things to contour with. I've tried the Anastasia contour sticks, and they just weren't creamy enough, and they were coming out blotchy, which I do not like. And so I'm going to be using this bad boy to contour today. So here, put it there. Oh, my nose is a little crooked now. Okay. Easy fix. And then underneath the lips, because we're going to be doing a red lip. And then a little bit along the forehead. A little along the chin. And we're going to blend this bad boy out. So now that that is all blended out, I'm going to go in with the NYX HD finishing powder and set everything into place. The face is all set and the cream contour is done, so I'm going to go through and finish everything with the Milk Chocolate, just the Chocolate Soleil from Too Faced. It's a cool toned matte bronzer, which is really good for adding contour and depth without warming you up too much. Because when you have something that's too orange or there's too much shimmer like an usual bronzer has, then it's going to make it look more like a sun kiss than a shadow, and we want it to look like a shadow because we want to give the illusion of you having better angles, or me having better angles because I have like no cheekbones. I just got little chipmunk cheeks, so I like to cut this out with some bronzer. Especially because more than likely you'll be wearing this at nighttime, so there's not going to be a lot of sunlight, so you're gonna want those angles to, you know, still pop. And I'm also gonna throw some underneath the chin and drag along my jaw. And because I did contour my nose, I'm going to take a little fluffy blending brush, take the exact same shade that I just used to put bronzer on my cheeks, the Chocolate Soleil from Too Faced, and I'm going to add a little more to my nose contour. And so I'm starting right here to where the bend of the nose actually starts, and then I'm dragging it a little bit forward, so that way the center of my nose, the light part, is as skinny as possible, because that's going to give the illusion of having a thinner nose. And then I'm going to drag it down and kind of blend it into where I put that concealer earlier, and down here too. So that way we don't have just like a little line right there. And then a little underneath the lip, because I did put some contour there to make my lips look poutier. Okay, and now it's time for the fun part. Let's take a little sip real quick. Now it's time for Little Red Riding Hood to run into an unfortunate accident. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 3 claw marks down the side of the face, longest and then equal length of short on either side, to give the illusion of a wolf or a dinosaur from Jurassic Park 3. Just kidding, but give the illusion of an animal scratching my face, and they scratch it pretty bad. So I'm going to be taking the Smashbox Always Sharp Lip Liner in Fireball, and I'm going to just kind of trace out where I want these marks to be. So that is going to be the center mark, and then I'm going to have the little side mark, and then another little side mark. So these lines do not have to be perfect whatsoever. These are just going to be kind of giving you a guideline of the length and the shape of your cuts. And I'm kind of giving an idea of like how wide I want them to be, so that way they're not too close to each other. And I'm gonna go like that. This one's gonna come out a little wider, and this one's gonna be widest from the skin being closed being open, so it's gonna kind of fatten out because there's nothing holding the skin together. And so now's the fun part. We're gonna grab our liquid latex and our toilet paper and get to making some layers. Well, I have already taken the tissue paper and separated them into little squares, and now what I'm going to do is separate the toilet paper in half, so that way you get really thin pieces, just like this. And then once those are separated, this is the fun part. So I'm going to start with the corners up towards the tips, that way it gives it a very sharp corner, and then I'm going to start tearing it to match roughly the width that I want the cut to be. And now I'm tearing it because I want to give the illusion of the skin being torn, which is why I'm not cutting it. And so we're just going to tear it. I'm just going to tear this down one side. As you can kind of see, need a little more taken off that side so it looks nice and sharp, just like that. And this is actually roughly the length that the cut is going to be. Now because so this roughly matches the length of the cut that I want it to be, but because it is separated by my eye, I'm going to tear it right above my eyebrow, because that is where one piece is going to lay. And then I'm going to take the other piece and then match it to the length of the other cut. So roughly that length. I flip it the other way. Yeah, and so I have roughly an estimate of what I want the piece to look like. I'm just going to go through and kind of finish it up and make it a little cleaner or a little thinner, but still keeping that torn look. Okay, so I have 2 layers of toilet paper on this half and 1 layer on this half, and so what I'm going to keep doing is layering the pieces of tissue paper, and then I will show you guys when I'm finished with this cut. Okay, so I now have 3 layers on both, so I am going to go and do the other sides. And before I did that though, I did want to show you guys how I'm making them stick. So all I'm doing is I'm taking a little piece of the toilet paper, use this bad boy right here. That's a good one. And so then I am taking a little Q-tip. I'm dipping it in the liquid latex. And so there's liquid latex on there. And then I am wetting the skin with the latex and then placing the tissue on top, making that kind of like the glue. And then I am dipping the Q-tip in the latex again, and then I am just coating the top of the tissue with the liquid latex until okay, so these two are drying. This one's completely done and this one's just a little wet, and this one I just finished. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same shade of concealer that we used, and I'm going to put it on top of the cuts to help them match my skin tone, so that way there is no pieces of tissue coming. Okay, so I have the foundation laid on top of the latex. So now comes the fun part. I am going to powder over these with more of the NYX HD setting powder, and then I am going to start cutting incisions down the center of the liquid latex because it is completely set now. So I'm going to start cutting incisions down the center of them to give the illusion of them being opened up to where you could see my tissue and my muscle fibers underneath. Okay, so they're all powdered. So we're gonna cut and then get to layering on some liquid blood in there. Okay, so now comes the fun part. We're going to go in with some of this red cream makeup and start filling in the center of the cuts and adding the, wow, this really doesn't want to open, adding the blood. So let's see, I'm just gonna take a little bit, and I am taking a flat eyeshadow brush and I am just going to start filling in the center. And it's okay if it's messy because it's a cut. It's gonna be messy. Okay, so now that the bright red layer is down, now we are going to go in with some black, and we are going to deepen these cuts up. I'm just going to take some IT Superhero liner and separate the cuts and start adding some black. And it's okay if it's messy, like I said, because we're going to go back over with more red and more blood. So just like that. We're going to do that to every single chunk. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left to do. Okay, so the black is in, and so now we are going to go in with more of the red paint and layer this on top of the black, so that way it's not too dark. We just want it to have a good depth look to it. Okay, so most of the cuts are, like, most of everything with the cuts is done, except for the fake blood, but that is pretty drippy. So what I'm going to do next is finish the rest of the actual makeup look, and so I'm going to do my eyeliner and lashes. And then okay, so lashes and liner is on, and so now I'm going to go back in with the Sultry palette, and I'm going to go in with the shade Pearl, and I'm going to drag this in the inner corner down just a little bit. Oh yes. And then I'm going to take a little shadow brush and go in with Twig and drag that on the outer third, or outer 2/3 of my lower lash line, and attempt to do that on this side. Okay, and so I have a twig on the outer 2/3 of my eyes, and now on the outer third of my eye, I'm going to go in with Dystopian and just kind of smoke it out a little bit. Just like that. Oh, this feels so weird doing it on this side because it's mostly latex right there. And then do the same thing, just like that. And then some mascara on the bottom lashes. And my lashes on top are the Kiss Lashes and Camisole. They're extremely voluminous and very over the top, but since this look is so dramatic, I figured it would be a good fit. And then I'm going to go in with Roller Lash from Benefit and do my bottom lashes. Now, for my brows, usually I use the Goof Proof Brow Pencil from Benefit, but because on my left side over here, I'm going to have to be a little more careful with the marks, I'm going to be using eyeshadow instead to do my brows. So I'm going to be using the color Faint from Urban Decay and an angled eyeliner brush, and this just came in the back to school little special that It Cosmetics was having. It was like a brow slay kit, but it's really nice because it has an angled liner brush on one side and then it has a spoolie on the other side. And then I'm going to fill in my brows just like normal and then do the other side. Okay, so my lips are lined, and so I'm going to go in with the liquid lipstick from Too Faced. This is Lady Balls. It is a very bright red, and I'm going to finish filling in my lips. Okay, so the lips are done, so now comes the super fun part, which is highlighter. I am going to be using Juvia's Place highlighter in Nefertiti, I believe is how you say it. And so I am going to use my fan brush, and guys, if you haven't gotten this highlighter, please do. It is so beautiful. I mean, look at that. Oh, a little bit more. Oh, hello. Oop. Make it pop. Okay, and then I'm going to go in a little bit on the nose. And since the lips are such a statement, I'm going to dust a little bit on my Cupid's bow too. Okay, so this is the last part with the actual makeup look, and that is going to be the fake blood. So I have not worked with this yet, so I'm interested to see how dark and goopy it is. The darker it is, the better. Oh, it's actually pretty good. It has a nice rust color. It's kind of sticky almost, which is good texture. So we're gonna go in and just start slathering that on your cuts. The goopier you can make it, the better, because you want this dripping. I'm probably going to put some drops down the cuts too. Okay guys, so this is the finished Little Red Riding Hood look. I really hope you guys like it, and so if you guys want to see anything else, just comment it down below. Anything you guys want to see, any costumes or makeup looks you want done so you can rock it on Halloween, just comment it and I will be posting a video on them. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, it really does. And make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video anywhere your heart desires. Anywhere, really, anywhere. And I will see y'all soon. Bye.